our studios out here in Hyderabad, Telangana. So people, first thing, I'll be reviewing 5 papers today. We will be going through the headlines, and I urge all of you to select the best ones, and we'll go through those going forward. To start with, we have Deccan Chronicle, and the headlines that reads in Deccan Chronicle as the Supreme Court says the MPs and MLAs taking bribe are not immune. So that's the major verdict coming in by Supreme Court. There was a bench comprising of Chief Justice of India, Mr. Chandrachud and D.Y. Chandrachud, and they said that any MLA who takes money and votes against the government. Now this happened in 90s, It started off in 90s wherein hung government was there, and then the support was withdrawn after taking money and re-elections happened. So owing to which the rule was that they can take money, or they were immune at that point in time. They will not be penalized for this. But now the rules have changed, and Pradhan Mantri Narendra Modi said it's a welcome move. That's what he had to say. That this will create. That was in 1993. It happened with the P.V. Narasimha Rao government, and now Pradhan Mantri Modi says it will bring a lot of transparency and trust in people's trust will be restored in the governments that they elect. So. And that's what the article reads about. In a landmark unanimous ruling, a 7-judge constitution bench of the Supreme Court headed by CJI, that's Chief Justice of India, D.Y. Chandrachud, on Monday ruled that MPs and MLAs taking bribe to vote or make a speech in House are not immune from prosecution. The apex court overruled a 5-judge bench's 1998 verdict in the JMM bribery case, which had ruled that the parliamentarians and state legislators are immune from prosecution for taking bribes for voting or making a speech in the House. The CJI-led bench observed that corruption and bribery of members of the legislature erode the foundation of parliamentary democracy, and bribery by members is not protected by parliamentary privilege. Prime Minister Narendra Modi lauded the verdict as great judgment, saying it will ensure clean politics and deepen people's faith in the system. Prime Minister Modi said on X, "Swagatam, a great judgment by the Honorable Supreme Court which will ensure clean politics and deepen people's faith in the system." The JMM bribery case refers to leaders accepting bribes to vote against the no confidence motion against minority government of P.V. Narasimha Rao in 1993. And while we are talking about Prime Minister Narendra Modi, today's telecast will majorly be focused on him and Mr. Revant Reddy, because Pradhan Mantri Narendra Modi, or Prime Minister Narendra Modi, is here in Telangana. And we can see both of them in the picture together. One is heading Congress. He's the chief minister from Congress. But then he called Pedanna. He called Prime Minister Narendra Modi he addressed him as Pedanna, and he told without Pedanna's support, it will be very difficult for us to launch various projects. And he also requested him to support. There is a land that is to be given by Maharashtra. So he wanted a recommendation by Pradhan Mantri Narendra Modi so that they can get that land for creation of a dam. Now, Modi starts first attack on Kaleshwaram scam. Now, if you are a regular follower of Q News English, you would know that we called upon this, that why there is no action that is being taken. We heard so many times about a Kaleshwaram scam. All of us know about it. But why the perpetrators are not behind the bars yet? Why there is not even a single case? Now, why don't we see them behind the bars? And the same thing has now been questioned by the central government as well. And he says, BRS and Congress, they have the same history of looting the state. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Monday slammed the previous BRS and the current Congress state government, terming them as both having the same history of looting while addressing a public meeting in Adilabad after launching projects worth rupees 56,000 crores. And Modi for the first time talked about the Kaleshwaram project that is mired in the serious trouble, saying it showcased how BRS and Congress function. The two parties have in common the practice of lying and looting. एक लूटता है, दूसरा झूठ बोलता है. That's what he said. And their faces may be different, but they are dynastic parties. एक लूट, दूसरा झूठ. One loots and other lies, Modi said. एक लूट, दूसरा झूठ. All right, the Kaleshwaram scam happened under the BRS rule. The Congress government is hiding the files and is not investigating it. First, the BRS looted, and now Congress wants to do the same, Modi said. While Modi said that Congress and BRS are dynastic parties and they are engrossed in looting. On the other hand, what Revanth Reddy has to say is, and he was also there in Adilabad along with the governor as well, and he said, taking a hands-on and positive approach, Revanth seeks Bade Bhai's aid. Bade Bhai is like elder brother, Pedanna is what it is called in Telugu. So, taking hands-on and positive approach to his relationship with Prime Minister Narendra Modi, contrasting vastly from his predecessor K. Chandrasekhar Rao, Chief Minister A. Revanth Reddy asked Bade Bhai Modi to extend all possible help. That's the way it should be. You know, if you look at the relationship, it should not be dependent upon which party is ruling. It's a relationship between the center and the state government that is of utmost importance, and that will benefit the common man of a state. That's what the Chief Minister is doing out here. You know, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has every right to question the state government, and on the other hand, it's his responsibility to facilitate any programs that are being launched. So that is what, to extend aid or help. So that is why he's being termed as Bade Bhai by the Chief Minister of Telangana, Revanth Reddy. And 150 crore Indians, my parivar, says Prime Minister. So this is in retaliation, in response to what the RJD chief Lalu Prasad Yadav had to say. He said, Modi does not have a family, to which Modi says, the entire India is my family. I left my family for the Indians, for the nation. And every Indian, every poor, every farmer, anyone who does not have a family is my family. That's how he acknowledged it. And he says, yes, former Bihar Chief Minister Lalu Prasad Yadav's comment, he was responding to his comment as well. And it's really cheap to go this personal, and it's politics end of the day. But then Lalu Prasad Yadav should have refrained from such a comment. That's my personal belief. It's his personal life, He is divorced, he is, unmarried. It has got nothing to do with his politics or what his current serving as the Prime Minister. And you are talking about the Prime Minister of India, Mr. Prasad, so you better be careful. It's not the, you should put across things in a subtle way. And this is a personal attack, although well defended by Prime Minister, but then should not have been made. And 30,000 jobs in 3 months, says Chief Minister. So that's a big promise coming in from Chief Minister A. Revanth Reddy for Telangana, and he says 30,000 jobs will be launched in 3 months. So let's read this through. Chief Minister A. Revanth Reddy on Monday, sharing his experiences of coming from a rural background and doing his primary education in Telugu medium, called on government teachers to properly teach students the English language for them to excel in competitive world. So that's how he is sharing his own experiences, and actually it becomes very difficult not only for the children of Telangana, for children of all the other states as well. English, and I don't know why, but a lot of importance is given to English. although it's not our mother tongue, but then the advantage is you can interact with people across the globe. It's a global language. It's good to know Hindi, it's good to know English, it's good to know your regional language. It's absolutely, I stand in solidarity with the local languages as well. But if you want, to secure a job wherein you have to interact with a high-paying job where you have to interact with people across the globe, you have to put your points across, then English is the language that you would need, because they all would be understanding English. So that is the importance of English, and that's what he is explaining here, stating that the government was providing more funds to the education sector to help students. He said that English skills would aid them to get better job opportunities in the future. Speaking while handing over the job appointment letters to teachers, lecturers, police constables, and the healthcare workers in the event at the LB Stadium, he said, within 3 months, we have given signatures to provide jobs to 30,000 candidates in this stadium itself. During the Telangana movement, the youth fought on the front lines with some youngsters sacrificed themselves. But the past government neglected the youth by not providing jobs. Yes, indeed, it was a lot of young men and women, they lost their lives while this protest was going on to have a separate state. And now he's promising the youth of India or youth of Telangana jobs. So that's a welcome step being taken by the Chief Minister, another welcome step. And Rahul says INDIA can open doors to jobs. He says the alliance can open doors to jobs. And Supreme Court wraps Stalin Jr. Sanatan remark. Now, Udaynidhi Stalin, I still remember, we started this channel and I was a month old in the media. When Udaynidhi Stalin, I read this news to all of you, it was the headlines back then wherein he abused the Hindu or Sanatani Dharma. He said Sanatanis are like plague, he compared it to various diseases, and their eradication is important. That's what he said. Now, what Supreme Court, why did it take so much time for the Supreme Court or for anybody, for that matter? Just because he is the son of a chief minister, just because he is into movies, just because he is holding a portfolio, does that make him immune? Does that make him immune? Does that give him the right to speak ill about a religion? His name is Udaynidhi Stalin. Is Udaynidhi a Christian word? And that's the big question to be asked. And he went on to abuse Sanatan Dharma, and then the Supreme Court on Monday wrapped Tamil Nadu Minister Udaynidhi Stalin over his eradicate Sanatan Dharma remark and questioned his move to approach it after abusing his right of freedom of speech and expression. So he abused his right of freedom to speech and expression, and now he is being questioned for that. And Kejriwal, in the ongoing, after 8 times ED has summoned Arvind Kejriwal, but he did not take the summons. Now he says, I'm willing to cooperate, but it has to be an online session. You can ask me questions online. I will answer your questions. Will ED agree to that? ED says we might not agree to his request. We'll have to, recalibrate everything, and we will let the media know. Now, moving on to the next news, and below that we have ads. BMW. All right. No immunity for MPs and MLAs in bribe for vote, says Supreme Court. Reverses 1998 order applies to queries too. It doesn't matter whether the vote is cast in the agreed direction or if vote is cast at all. Offense of the bribery is complete at the point in time when legislator accepts bribe. There is no dispute with the proposition that election to Rajya Sabha are not a part of lawmaking functions and do not take place during the sitting of the House. However, the text of Article 194 conferring freedom of speech and immunities to legislator. Moving on, is there any other news? Sita Soren in trouble for 2012 RS vote. Elections for President, Vice President and Rajya Sabha are a part of functioning of Parliament or assemblies. Supreme Court ruling JMM MLA Sita Soren booked for accepting bribe in 2012 Rajya Sabha elections can be prosecuted. So, what will happen once this law is enforced? Then JMM, JMM was the party that pulled its support. That's why it's known as JMM case. They took bribe and that will be questioned and she can be prosecuted as well. Now moving on, 140 crore people are my family and Modi hits back at Lalu. Those who don't have anyone are my family, says Prime Minister. Prime Minister Narendra Modi used the public meeting in Adilabad town on Monday to counter RJD chief Lalu Prasad Yadav's remark that Modi has no family. The PM said he left his family to realize the dream of making India a developed nation, and the 140 crore nationals, 140 crore people of country treat him like a family member. Addressing the BJP's Vijay Sankalp Sabha, he said, because I question their corruption and loot, I and India alliance partners say that I have no family. When I work late at night and people write to me not to work so hard, that's pure love. I left home with the dream that I would live for my country and spend every minute for its people. I don't have a personal dream. Your dreams are mine. I will spend my life with you and with your children. Every poor farmer, youth, workman and tribals are the 140 crore people are my family. Those who don't have anyone, they are my family. That is why they say, Hum hai Modi Parivar. We are a part of Modi's family. He repeated the same line in Telugu as well. Memu Modi Kutumbukam. And slamming INDIA partners, he answered, they may even go to the extent of saying that I am unfit to be the PM because I have not been jailed in any scam. That's the point, that's another valid point that he highlighted. And who provided him that platform? It's Lalu Prasad Yadav. He provided him a solid platform to put across these points that actually highlight his personality really well. So thanks to the opposition for providing him a great opportunity, which he will not lose. And good show, really good answers out there. Because I have not been jailed for any scam, he gave a list of works he either launched or laid the foundation for during the past fortnight, in last 15 days, and that's also a point to be noted, that the schemes or the foundations that were launched, they are primarily IITs, triple ITs, IIMs and 5 AIMS, All India Institute of Medical Sciences. 5 of them, storage scheme for farmers, computerization of 18,000 cooperative societies, fertilizer units, cable support bridge, 2,000 railway projects, rupees 1.5 lakh crore worth oil and natural gas projects, and a global textile conclave to make India developed, he said. And what a fantastic answer coming there from Prime Minister Narendra Modi. And then we also have CM Revant calls PM elder brother, makes a pitch for Gujarat model. So Chief Minister Revant Reddy is impressed by the Gujarat model and its success, and to which he has to say, calling Prime Minister Narendra Modi Peddanna, elder brother, Chief Minister A. Revant Reddy took everybody by surprise when he said He would like to see the Gujarat model implemented in Telangana. Sharing the dais with PM at a public meeting in Adilabad on Monday, Revant said he wants Telangana also developed like Gujarat with rapid strides in various sectors and sought Modi's help in endeavors. So that's a great CM, that's a great quality that's exhibited. Now, who says he is not going to get the funds? BJP will support Congress in Telangana. Definitely the kind of attitude that this CM carries, I have not seen that from any other CM. You look at Mamata Banerjee, she greets Prime Minister Narendra Modi, but then what happened in Sandeshkhali, we all saw. The kind of Gundaism that we witnessed in Sandeshkhali in West Bengal is not hidden at all. So moving on, so really nice approach. I really liked, personally speaking, I really liked the approach of the CM Revant Reddy out here. Extended electoral bonds info deadline from Feb 6th to June 30th, says SBI asks Supreme Court. Now, the Supreme Court of India also, they wiped out the electoral bond scheme. And I was waiting for 13th of March. That was the day when these numbers were to be made public as to which company gave how much money. So these numbers were to these details were to be put out on a public platform on 13th, and I was eagerly waiting. I was counting days. I told you I will count days, and together we will go through the list. And let's see if Rahul Gandhi's allegations that, he has been alleging that Pradhan Mantri Narendra Modi and Bharatiya Janata Party works exclusively for the industrialists. So that would have been highlighted in this. But then there comes a hindrance. The SBI says we will not be, SBI says it is very difficult to provide this information. And why so? Because of the security reasons. It was so well secure that even SBI will have a tough time cracking that information. So let's see what they have to say. The State Bank of India, sole issuing authority of electoral bonds till Supreme Court scrapped the scheme on Feb 15th, has cited practical difficulties related to decoding of bonds while seeking extension of Supreme Court's March 6th deadline till June 30th for furnishing details to Election Commission for publication on its website. So they are postponing it to June. They are requesting it to postpone it till June 30th. So that's a long wait. I might lose track of it. A 5-judge bench had unanimously struck down 2018 scheme for anonymous limitless donations to political parties as unconstitutional and put in place a mechanism to reveal in public domain complete details of donors, donation amounts and recipient parties to enable voters make an informed choice during the elections. And what they have to say: due to strict steps taken to ensure donors' identity is kept anonymous, decoding electoral bonds and matching donors to donations is a complex exercise, SBI tells Supreme Court. 2 different sales of info mean a total of 44,434 seats will have to be decoded. Sets will have to be decoded, compiled and compared, SBI says. We are in the world of AI. And are we technologically lagging behind is the big question. Why it takes so much time to decode? It's computers end of the day that we have to work with. And also we have a small article. Is there any correlation? Last week we saw there was a bomb blast that happened in one of the restaurants, and IED was exploded. IED exploded in Karnataka and Bangalore. And there were also Pakistan Zindabad slogans that were raised in the house, and 3 people have been arrested. Bangalore police made 3 arrests on Monday in connection with the shouting of pro-Pakistan slogans in Vidhan Sabha during the victory celebrations of Congress candidate Syed Nazir Hussain after the Rajya Sabha polls. The arrested men have been identified as Iltaj from Delhi, Munawwar and Muhammad Shafi from Karnataka. They were shouting slogans as, I'm surprised to see How come, and why would you do that? Please send them, all of us, I'm sure everybody who's watching this telecast will be more than happy to give some contribution. Let's give them tickets and let's send them to Pakistan. If they love Pakistan so much, let's make sure they are there in Pakistan. Indian government should actually request Pakistan government, rather than Pradhan Mantri Modi congratulating Shehbaz Sharif, you should also request along with that. And there are few people, handful of them, they want to be in your country. Can you please accommodate them? We will pay Pakistan for this. And they should be sent back. These are the guys who needs to be sent back. And moving on, we have Supreme Court. Stalin Jr.'s Sanatan remark, abuse of fundamental rights. Am I not repeating the news? Are you not a layman? You are not a layman. You are a minister. You know the consequences of your utterances. You go before high courts concerned and seek quashing of the FIRs. Why should a complaint in a case lodged in J&K go to Tamil Nadu? Says SC bench. The Supreme Court on Monday gave a mouthful to Tamil Nadu Minister Udayanidhi Stalin for seeking either quashing or clubbing at one place of 6 FIRs filed in 5 states for his alleged hate speech for eradication of Sanatan Dharma, reports Dhananjay Mahapatra. A bench of justices Sanjeev Khanna and Dipankar Datta told Udayanidhi, you abuse your right under Article 19, guaranteeing free speech, and Article 25, freedom to practice and profess any religion. Then come to Supreme Court, invoking Article 32, right to approach Supreme Court directly for a breach of fundamental right. Justice Datta said, you are not a layman. You are a minister. You know the consequences of your utterances. An FIR has been lodged in UP, Maharashtra, Karnataka and J&K, while 2 were filed in Bihar against the Tamil Nadu minister, who is the son of Chief Minister M.K. Stalin. The FIR has accused Stalin Jr. of hurting the religious sentiments of Hindus by allegedly comparing Sanatan Dharma with dengue, malaria and corona, and calling for its eradication, the way diseases are being eradicated. Stalin's counsel, A.M. Singhvi, said the Supreme Court, in a string of judgments relating to multiple FIRs lodged against Arnab Goswami, Mohammad Zubair and Nupur Sharma on the same statements by each of them, and ordered a clubbing of multiple FIRs against each of them at one place. Moving on, we have undergrad killed in hostel and 7 have been arrested. Now, an undergrad was killed in a hostel, a small mishap, a small misunderstanding. In fact, they were planning to cheat, a group of students were planning to cheat during their intermediate exams. And as a senior, he went there and he said, why don't you concentrate on studying rather than devising or finding out the means to cheat? And then he called his elder brother, and the fight started, the quarrel started, and they actually ended up killing this person who was Venkat. In fact, his name was Venkat, and Venkat was strangled and killed. So they have been taken to custody, they have been arrested. Really sad to see, on such a small petty issue. A student, what about the condition of his parents? That's what I imagine. How, people, they send their children to institutes, to hostels for studying. And if such kind of an incident happens, it's really, really tragic and very, very painful to even read this. Leave aside going through this, and my condolences for the departed soul, and may their family have the strength to bear this loss. And man loses lakhs, kills 3 minors and dies by suicide. Now, we also have a video online about these online frauds. Now there are different types of frauds that keep happening. There are some marketing frauds also. It's called as the multi-level marketing frauds, wherein you enroll people under you and then you will get a commission. Something similar happened, and this gentleman, he had 3 sons, so there were financial crunch. Initially he did get paid he used to get 1 lakh for every 3 lakhs. If you invest 3 lakhs, you will get something of that sort was happening out there. But then eventually people started queuing up outside his house for money, because the payments stopped coming in. And then they started questioning him because he was the one who enrolled everybody. And he could not take this pressure, so he killed his 3 sons. His wife had a fight with him and she left for her parents' place. She was not there, and he killed his 3 children and he killed himself as well. Really sad and tragic. Monetary losses keep happening. It happens to big industrialists also. Nobody in this world is immune from them. Monetary, it's again, if you are alive, you can earn money. But if you die, then, there is no hope. So, my request to everybody who was duped of money in some way or the other, try to take back that money, no doubt, but then don't lose hope, because you can earn that money. You are the one who earned that money earlier. You can earn it again. There is always a hope. If you lose hope, then there is nothing that can be done. And that's the biggest crime. Looting is definitely a crime. Making a fool of somebody is a crime. But suicide is the biggest crime that you can think about. And also 3 Red Sea cables cut. Tata part of 1 line. So 3 cables were cut. It happens. When I was working, I used to monitor this as well. As a part of, it was a part of my job to have these calls. So there was a cable cut that happened, and it took us, we were on call for 4 days back to back, 24/7. So we had to be on call, engaging all the companies, and we were getting updates. We had to update all the stakeholders because the internet goes down. So, we have to reroute the traffic through alternate means, and because the work stops. If the internet is not working today, we are all connected, all our technology, we are all dependent on the internet cables, and they are under the sea as well. So 3 Red Sea underwater cables providing internet and telecommunications around the world have been cut, as the underway remains a target of Houthi rebels. But this has got nothing to do with Houthis. They claim that we did not do it. Why would they do this? And it's a Hong Kong based HGC Global Communications acknowledged the cuts but did not say what led to them. Usually it's the big ships, or it's the it's the ships that come that pass by, and by accident it can happen. So let's see but did not say what led. Houthis have denied attacking the lines. However, the affected lines included Asia, Africa, Europe 1, Europe, India, Gateway, Siacom, and TGN Gulf. Tata Communications, part of Siacom, TGN Gulf line, it said it initiated immediate and appropriate remedial actions after the line was cut. So, moving on, did we leave anything? DSP suspended for tampering with documents. So in Telangana, a DSP was suspended for tampering of documents, and it is also said that during the regime of BRS, the government earlier, he was supporting them, and he was recording the calls of the opposition, leaders of the opposition, it is alleged. But now he has been booked. He has been suspended for tampering with documents. And Congress manifesto may vow right to apprenticeship, accusing of PM Modi of lacking the intent to provide jobs to the youth. Congress leader Rahul Gandhi on Monday said that if voted to office, INDIA bloc will fill around 10 lakh vacancies that have piled up in the central government departments in 10 years. Congress is likely to announce its promise in its 2024 manifesto seeking to amplify the job plank. Congress is likely to promise right to apprenticeship for the youth. It would make preparations for vocational education system that would be followed by stints with the private and government companies. Congress is also likely to promise old pension scheme, OPS, a law on minimum support price. So that's what their vows will be. That's what they will be doing. We can speculate that as of now. With that, people, let's move to the Indian Express, the third newspaper. And nothing changed after Congress came to power in Telangana state, says Prime Minister. Sharpening his attack on the opposition, Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Monday said that dynasty parties may have different faces, but their histories have two things in common: loot or jhoot. That's what he had to say. And he further said in Adilabad that nothing has changed in Telangana after the Congress succeeded the BRS, alleging that the BRS was a part of scams like Kaleshwaram lift irrigation. Modi charged the Congress government with suppressing the corruption allegations and not taking action, criticizing the opposition's tendency to link everything to the elections. On the horizon, the Prime Minister said that he came to celebrate Vikas Ka Utsav, Festival of Development, with the people of Telangana. On the first day of 10-day whirlwind tour across the country, Narendra Modi inaugurated and laid foundation stone for development projects related to power, rail and roads worth more than 56,000 crores in erstwhile Adilabad district and other states on Monday. Listing several development works undertaken in the country in the last 15 days, he said it will strengthen Atmanirbhar Bharat into Vikasit Bharat. He further pointed out that he held discussions with all ministers and top officials regarding the action plan for developed India, emphasizing the welfare and pride of the tribals is a top priority for the BJP. Modi said that such steps are always met with oppositions from dynasty parties. The Samakka Sarakka Central Tribal University to be established in the state is a proof of the central government's priorities, he said. And addressing a gathering, the Prime Minister said that Modi's guarantee is now being discussed across the country, and the implementation of various initiatives provided that it's a guarantee that Modi's guarantee will be fulfilled. That's what he had to say. And Revan seeks Bade Bhai Modi's help for Telangana state's development. Seeking support from the centre, Chief Minister A. Revanth Reddy on Monday said that the Prime Minister is like Bade Bhai, elder brother for the states. Addressing the gathering during the inauguration of development projects by Prime Minister Narendra Modi in Adilabad, Revanth Reddy said chief ministers can take the development of their respective states further only with the help of their big brother. Revanth Reddy was first Chief Minister of Telangana to share the dais with PM Modi during an official event in 10 years. And BRS Chief K. Chandrasekhar Rao skipped PM's official visits on several occasions during his tenure as CM. Revanth Reddy further sought Modi's cooperation to take Telangana forward along the lines of Gujarat. Modi's support is needed to develop the Musi River at par with the Sabarmati in Gujarat, he said. Brilliant performance out there. Brilliant saying, this is a brilliant step taken by the Chief Minister of Telangana. And double benefit offer. That's an advertisement. What are mangoes doing? A sandalwood and mango plantation. Okay, so there are plots for sale and you have jewelry also for sale. CBG jewelers, and that's all with the news here. Moving on to the Pioneer, what we have here is Kaleshwaram scam. PM questions government's inaction. We just went through that. PM launches projects worth rupees 56,000 crores. Telangana, help Telangana state develop like Gujarat. We saw that also. Why didn't center probe BRS regime's corrupt acts, says Jupalli. Now here comes the attack from Congress, Telangana Congress Party, wherein Jupalli says, lashing out at Prime Minister Modi's statement that BRS and Congress are one. Excise Minister Jupalli Krishna Rao said it's not proper for PM to consider donkeys and dogs as one. What am I reading? Donkeys and dogs as one. Okay. The better way to put it across is you cannot compare apples to oranges, not donkeys to dogs. Okay. He questioned the BJP, which made the ED and other CBI arrests, mainly to reveal why it had failed to order a probe into BRS government's corrupt acts. Surprisingly, BJP's leaders are criticizing the Congress government, asking why it is not probing the Kaleshwaram scam, he said. Why didn't the center order a probe when it knew that there was corruption in Kaleshwaram project? He asked. The BRS engaged in nepotism and corruption, but it is not right on the part of Prime Minister to apply the same yardstick to the Congress, Jupalli said. Addressing the media at the Secretariat Media Center on Monday, Jupalli said that Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi had an opportunity to become PMs, but they gave it up. He said that Indira Gandhi and Rajiv Gandhi sacrificed their lives for the nation. And also, while Congress and BJP are talking about Kaleshwaram project predominantly, what BRS is saying, let's listen to that. Future belongs to BRS, says KCR. He says NTR also faced defeats like what we did. And BRS chief KCR said the future belongs to his pink party. It is learned that the ex-CM said the victory and defeat in elections is natural and that even NTR had to face victory and defeat like us. KCR said BRS lost the assembly elections because of public hostility to its MLAs. It said government will give them an agenda on how to attack and let's give them a taste of the opposition. KCR met the BRS leaders of Khammam and Mehboobabaad Lok Sabha constituency at the Telangana Bhavan on Monday, and they discussed the strategy to be followed in the Lok Sabha elections. The views of the leaders on seeking candidates were also sought. On selecting candidates were also sought. Speaking on the occasion, KCR suggested that all BRS leaders should work together and enable party candidates to win each assembly constituency, should have a coordination committee with 3 members. He said the Congress government does not understand governance and the people have started getting bored with the government. Congress leaders are fighting against themselves. He said the allegations of corruptions have started coming against the Congress government. KCR said BRS would organize a public meeting to be held in Karimnagar on March 12th and later on in Khammam. That's what he had to say. And Supreme Court ends immunity for lawmakers from prosecution. We went through that also. It will ensure clean politics, says Prime Minister Narendra Modi. And government asks High Court to order judicial inquiry. That's about, we were talking about Kaleshwaram project. How can Medigadda barrage be left alone? So Medigadda sagging. The Telangana government sought a judicial inquiry into the sagging of Medigadda barrage pillars. On Monday, the High Court dealt with a petition filed by the TPCC Senior Vice President G. Niranjan seeking action against those responsible for sagging of Medigadda barrage pillars. So a team will be constituted. They will conduct inspection and they will find out as to who is the person and who are the people behind this, who are the ones responsible for this, and they will be brought to task. They will be taken to task. Supreme Court or High Court judge however, the government sought a judicial inquiry with a retired Supreme Court or High Court judge into the Kaleshwaram scam and informed the court of the action that it took regarding the sagging of the Medigadda barrage pillars. However, the High Court postponed the hearing by 4 weeks. During the hearing, the government informed the court that it had already ordered a vigilance inquiry into the Kaleshwaram project. The government also said it had removed some engineers after the vigilance report. So that's the report that is going, it's been postponed for a month for now. Let's see what the Hindu has to say. Supreme Court ends immunity for legislators taking bribes, and Modi accuses government of inaction in Kaleshwaram lift irrigation program. Supreme Court to hear plea of Tamil Nadu minister to club FIRs. Now what he wants is to club these FIRs. Udayanidhi Stalin is in trouble now. He has to travel to address the summons that he'll get in regards to this for calling Sanatana Dharma as a disease that needs to be eradicated. And so he's asking to club these FIRs, and Supreme Court has rejected that. And moving on, we have Vajiram and Ravi Institute of IAS Examination, the best. So if, okay. Moving on, we have our own Shanarthi Telangana. I used to read this newspaper every day, but now I'll just be going through the headlines for you in Shanarthi Telangana. And Parivar row escalates. BJP leaders suffix their names on social media with Modi ka Parivar, and Congress hits back. So every BJP leader said on Twitter, they added Modi ka Parivar to their names. And what Congress has to say, we can see Rahul Gandhi during his Bharat Jodo Nyay Yatra. The Congress on Monday took a swipe at the BJP over its campaign, which saw leaders suffixing their names on social media profiles with Modi ka Parivar. The party said that the Saffron Party leaders were misleading the people from real issues and indulging in such tactics as the INDIA bloc was growing ahead of the Lok Sabha elections. Okay. Where was I? The likes of Ajay Mishra, Teni, Brij Bhushan, Sharan Singh and billionaire Gautam Adani are the Prime Minister's real family, the party said. On Monday, BJP leaders embraced the Modi ka Parivar tag on social media, countering remarks by RJD chief Lalu Prasad Yadav regarding the Prime Minister's family status. Reacting to this, Rahul Gandhi criticized the move, highlighting concerns such as farmer debts, youth unemployment and alleged favoritism towards figures like Adani. Congress leaders including K.C. Venugopal and Digvijay Singh took swipes at the BJP's campaign, questioning its inclusivity and alleging favoritism towards certain individuals. Pawan Khera, head of Congress Media Department, and others pointedly called out BJP members who adopted the Modi ka Parivar label. Jairam Ramesh and T.S. Singhadev underscored the allegations against BJP leaders accused of various wrongdoing things using hashtag Modi ka Asli Parivar to draw attention to these issues. Meanwhile, Jeetu Patwari criticized the BJP's shifting principles and called for a focus on pertinent issues such as unemployment and farmer welfare. Union Minister and BJP members rallied behind the Modi ka Parivar label, countering opposition criticism with a unified front. BJP spokesperson Sudhanshu Trivedi dismissed opposition attacks as long-standing and insignificant. The BJP rallied around Modi and its leaders suffixed their names on social media profiles with Modi ka Parivar, Modi's family, on Monday, a day after RJD chief Lalu Prasad Yadav took a jibe at him for having no family. In a post on Twitter X, Congress leader Rahul Gandhi said, "Farmers are in debt, youths are unemployed, laborers are helpless, the country is being looted by Modi's real family." The Congress social media handles ran a hashtag Modi ka Asli Parivar and pointed out at his ties with Adani. And a big jolt coming in for Trinamool Congress, wherein TMC veteran Tapas Roy quits the party. And why did he do so? Roy handed his resignation to Assembly Speaker Biman Banerjee, revealing that he had already submitted his papers on March 1st for the various party and government roles he held. The five-time MLA expressed his disappointment with the TMC and its chief Mamta Banerjee, accusing them of abandoning him during the challenging times. And what were these challenging times? He particularly highlighted the party's silence when his residence was being raided by Enforcement Directorate on January the 12th. However, TMC fired back, alleging that Roy was applying undue pressure for a ticket from the North Kolkata seat. And SBI moves Supreme Court, seeks more time to submit information. Now this is about the information of electoral bonds that was to be submitted by the State Bank of India, but they say we will not be able to do it as per the timeline provided. Now, Supreme Court wraps Udaynidhi Stalin. Kejriwal ready to cooperate with Enforcement Directorate but online and over a video conference. That's what he said. Moving on, that's the picture from my native place, Himachal Pradesh. That's Lahore Spiti for you people. And it's a JCB that's covered with a thick layer of snow following a heavy snowfall. I miss being there, you know. It's a wonderful sight, although very painful also. It's not easy to be there. But then what a treat it is for your eyes, and you know, it's you don't have to get out of your bed. You know, no early mornings. You need to retire to bed by 7:30 or 8 o'clock. That's it. Your life is so well balanced, but then it is extremely cold. It's also known as the white desert, people, and indeed rightly so. And moving on, AAP told to vacate party office at Rouse Avenue. So Aam Aadmi party office needs to be vacated. And no shield for MLAs and MPs. We went through that. ED issues summons to Mahua Moitra. Now it's the time for Mahua Moitra to face the Enforcement Directorate. The allegations were already there for raising an issue in the Parliament after taking money for it. That's what she did. She took money, she took a bribe for raising certain issues against the Adani group. That's what she did, and now it's the ED's turn to evaluate. And Kejriwal ready to cooperate. Shehbaz takes oath as the Prime Minister. Shehbaz Sharif will be the new Prime Minister of Pakistan, and he takes the oath today. And Harris for immediate ceasefire. Kamala Harris. So I think that's the only global news that we will be covering today. So Kamala Harris said, she's of Indian origin, and she said, she's referring to the Israel and Palestine or Israel and Hamas war that is going on. My apologies. So it's Israel and Hamas war, and she says Ramadan is coming. So during the month of Ramadan, definitely there should be a ceasefire for next 6 weeks. And Haley beats Trump in Washington DC primary, becomes the first woman ever to win Republican presidential primary in US history. So congratulations to Nikki Haley for her victory in Washington DC. And with that, people, I would like to conclude today's discussion. And we have only one person, bullshit. They are from previous government. Govardhan Nayak has to say, who are from previous government? Can you please elaborate? All right, people, at that note, I would like to call it a day from our studios out here. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please do not forget to hit the like, share and subscribe button. Jai Hind. Tamaन्ना पूरी